When a Russian Mi-8 helicopter was on a mission in Syria, it was suddenly intercepted by a U.S. UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. The two sides were at odds. No one dared to show weakness until the two planes collided. The two pilots then turned around at the same time. At this moment, a soldier on the Mi-8 suddenly picked up his backpack on the ground and jumped into the water. When the Mi-8 UH helicopter returned to the search, the man had already climbed to the shore to closely monitor everything. Because he hadn't found any sight of the fallen soldier for a long time, and the Black Hawk helicopter kept shouting, he asked the Russian army to leave the area they controlled. The Mi-8 had no choice but to stop searching and return to the base. The man's name is Ivan. He is a member of the Russian SOB-2 Special Forces. A few hours ago, his old superior, Gray, was unfortunately captured on a mission. The armed forces demanded that they give him $300,000 to let him go. The Russian side's offer to exchange captives was rejected. Their attitude was tough. They only recognized money, not people. The location of the capture was in Syria and was controlled by the U.S. military. The Russian army entered directly and faced a lot of inconvenience. So the superior sent Gray's capable Dutch soldier, Ivan, to collect the hostages in Syria alone. After the helicopter left, he quickly took out the ransom money on his waist and took out a set of reporter's clothes from his bag and changed them. After confirming the location with the map, he began to walk towards the destination. On the way, Ivan stopped a car. Under the temptation of money, the driver took Ivan to the northern part of Syria, a city seriously damaged by the war. After inquiring from many parties, Ivan got a weapon and dagger in an underground black market. On the way, he bought a second-hand motorcycle from an agent. In this way, Ivan finally arrived at the scene where Gray was captured. The enemy had already retreated at this time, leaving only a tragic scene. Looking at his teammates who fought side by side in the past, Ivan was full of sadness and grief. The only thing he could do was to bury them properly and let his comrades rest in peace. At this time, a passing Pika suddenly stopped not far away. Without a doubt, the armed men on the car noticed Ivan's presence. Seeing this, Ivan quickly rode on the motorcycle and ran. The armed men were chasing behind. Because the firepower of the pistol was far from each other, Ivan had to hide to the right, trying to avoid the bullets. In the chaos, he saw a noisy area in front of him. Ivan turned his head without hesitation and rushed straight into the noisy street. At this time, the armored car team patrolled by the USI troops came from another city. Ivan concentrated his mind and deliberately knocked the motorcycle down to attract the attention of the U.S. military. The fact proved that this method was indeed very useful. Then he took out the forged certificate in advance. The armed men behind him saw the U.S. military entering, and the car slowly stopped. Although he was upset, he could not help it. After all, the U.S. troops are the existence they can't afford to mess with. Ivan escaped again. He sat on the armored car of the U.S. military nervously. On the way, he watched the equipment and personnel of the other side without hesitation. His brain was running fast. In this way, he came to the place where the hostages were exchanged. At this time, the U.S. troops, who did not know why, were still hiding in the valley. Unknowingly, Ivan's next bad operation almost killed them all.